Tonight I speak to you, my child, in the quiet place that many people ignore. While the world fills its screens with headlines and breaking reports, I draw near to your heart with news that does not appear on the television, yet it is more real than every image that passes before your eyes. While many voices describe wars, disasters, markets, fears, I gently tell you that in every corner of the earth there are sons and daughters of mine who are standing firm in faith, loving one another, serving in hidden places, and carrying my name with courage and tenderness. Their stories may not trend, their faces may not be known, but I see them, and I want you to know that you are part of this quiet holy movement that is unfolding across the world. Long ago, my servant Paul wrote a letter to believers in a great city, a city filled with power, culture, noise, and spiritual hunger. In that letter in Romans chapter 1 verse 8, he thanked my Father through me, because the faith of those believers was being talked about all over the world. Their trust became a testimony, their perseverance became news in heaven. I want you to pause and think about this truth, my child. While the world measured greatness by armies and wealth, I was watching the simple faith of my people, and I am still doing the same today. The headlines that matter in my kingdom are not the ones printed on paper, but the ones written in hearts that keep choosing me again and again. When you listen to many reports, you may feel small, confused, or afraid. You hear of things you cannot control, events you cannot stop, and burdens you cannot carry. And sometimes you begin to believe that darkness is stronger than light, that evil is louder than goodness, that chaos has the final word. Yet I tell you tonight, my child, that this is not the full story. The Holy Spirit is moving through nations, villages, cities, and homes, breathing life into prayers spoken in secret, healing wounds that no camera records, and guiding my people to shine quietly in the places I have planted them. Heaven is full of testimonies that never appear on the evening news, but they are precious to me. I see believers gathering in small rooms with worn-out chairs, whispering praises under dim lights. I see mothers lifting up their children in prayer before they sleep. I see workers silently honoring me in their decisions. I see young hearts saying yes to me while their friends follow other paths. I see old hands folded in intercession for churches and nations. These moments look simple on the outside, but in my kingdom they are mighty. Each act of trust sends a gentle ripple through eternity. Each quiet yes to my will becomes a shining thread woven into my great story of redemption. I want you to know that you are not alone in your desire to trust. Even when you feel isolated, you are surrounded by a family of faith that stretches across continents and generations. This night is not only for sleep, it is an invitation for you to step into a deeper awareness of what I am doing. I want this time to become a gentle journey for your soul, a sleep story that carries you into rest while also planting seeds of truth within you. As you listen, do not rush. Let the words sink slowly like rain on dry ground. Let your heart unwind. Let your thoughts become quieter. You have been busy, pulled in many directions. Perhaps you have been carrying silent worries that nobody around you truly understands. Bring them to me now. You do not need to pretend to be strong in my presence. Your honesty is more beautiful to me than any performance. My child, imagine for a moment that you could see the earth from above, not with the eyes of fear, but with the eyes of my spirit. You would see places of pain, yes, but you would also see light rising from homes, churches, hospitals, prisons, farms, schools, and hidden corners where my name is cherished. You would notice how faith travels quietly from one heart to another, like a candle lighting another candle without losing its own flame. You would see families learning to forgive, friendships being restored, lonely people finding comfort, wounded souls discovering hope through my word. These are the real stories of the world, and I invite you to rest inside this larger truth tonight. You may feel as if your life is too small to matter in this great picture, but hear me. I do not measure worth the way others do. Your simple yes to me in the middle of your ordinary day is weight in heaven. When you choose kindness instead of harshness, when you speak gentle words instead of anger, when you whisper my name instead of giving into despair, you are taking your place in the story that Paul celebrated. The story of faith that is spoken of in the spiritual realm. My angels see it. My Father rejoices over it, and the Spirit bears witness within you that you belong to me. You are not a background character in my kingdom. You are a beloved child with a unique part to play. In his letter, Paul introduced himself as a servant of Christ Jesus, called and set apart for the good news of God. My child, listen carefully. This is not only a description of Paul, it is also a glimpse of what I desire for you. When I call you my own, I call you into a life that is different from the pattern of this world. You may still go to work, still care for your family, still carry responsibilities, but there is a new center within you. Your deepest identity is no longer defined by success, failure, or the opinions of others. You are set apart for my gospel, for my love, for my presence. Even if you never preach in a pulpit, your life can become a living message of my grace. Sometimes you wonder whether your faith is strong enough, whether your prayers are heard, whether your quiet efforts are worth anything. I understand these questions that rise in your heart. I see every moment when you feel discouraged by your own weakness. But hear my voice gently correcting the fear inside you. Your faith does not have to be loud to be real. It does not have to be perfect to be precious. Even a trembling yes, even a whispered "Lord help me," carries more value than you can imagine. Think of the believers in Rome to whom Paul wrote. They were not famous heroes. They were ordinary people learning to follow me in a complex city, yet their trust echoed across the known world. Your trust can also echo in ways you cannot see. I know that this world changes quickly. New events appear every day, and sometimes you feel like you are standing on shifting sand. Tonight I want to anchor you in something that does not change. My love for you is steady. My presence does not fade when the screen turns off. My promises are not fragile. I remain the same yesterday, today, and forever. The gospel that Paul cherished is still true for you now. I came for you. I lived among you. I walked on your earth. I carried your sins to the cross. I rose to give you new life, and I sent my Spirit so that you would never have to walk alone again. This is the good news that outlasts every storm. This is the message that transforms fear into peace. As you listen to my words in this night hour, let your heart begin to loosen its grip on the worries of the day. You do not need to control everything. You do not need to understand every detail of what comes next. I simply ask you to place your hand in mine and let me lead you step by step. You can rest knowing that I am awake. You can sleep knowing that I do not slumber. You can breathe slowly, knowing that my spirit surrounds you like a soft blanket of peace. In this stillness I am closer than your own breath. I am the quiet presence you sense when the noise fades and you feel a gentle pull toward hope again. My child, I thank my Father for you, just as Paul thanked him for the believers he wrote to. I look at your life, with all its struggles and imperfections, and I see faith. I see the desire to keep walking with me, even when you stumble. I see your longing for deeper peace, deeper purpose, deeper connection with me. I am not ashamed of you. I am not tired of you. I rejoice that you have come to me in this moment, in this night. While others run after many voices, you have turned your ear toward mine, and that choice delights my heart. Let this awareness comfort you. You are welcomed. You are seen. You are loved. I want this first part of our time together to open your eyes to the unseen news of my kingdom, and to gently shift your focus from fear to faith, from isolation to belonging, from noise to my whisper. As we continue, I will lead you deeper into rest. I will speak to you about my understanding of your weakness, about the beauty of a life set apart for me, and about the quiet power of faith that grows like a seed. For now, simply let these truths settle over you like a soft evening breeze. You are not alone. Your story is folded into a much greater story, and I am here with you in this very moment. My child, now we move gently into a quieter place. This is the part of the night when I invite your whole being to slow down. Your thoughts, your breathing, your heartbeat, all are welcome to rest in my presence. You have carried many things through this day. Some of them were visible to others. Many of them were hidden deep inside. I saw each burden. I noticed every silent sigh. I heard every unspoken prayer. And now I say to you, come and rest with me. You have tried to be strong for so long. You have tried to stay composed, to do what is expected, to keep going even when your heart felt heavy. But here with me you do not need to hold everything together. You can lay down the need to perform. You can release the pressure to be enough in your own strength. In this moment it is safe for you to be honest. It is safe for you to be tired. I am not disappointed in your weakness. I draw near to it with compassion. I want to meet you exactly where you are, not where you think you should be. I invite you now to become aware of your body. Feel the weight of your head resting on the pillow. Feel the way your back is supported. Notice how your arms and legs lie gently where they are. There is no need to adjust anything perfectly. You are allowed to simply be. Softly close your eyes or let them grow heavy. Allow the muscles around your eyes to loosen. Allow your jaw to unclench. Feel your shoulders drop just a little. Let your hands relax. You do not need to hold on so tightly anymore. Let every part of you begin to settle under the warmth of my care. Now my child, take a slow deep breath in. Draw the air in through your nose if you can, and let it fill your lungs. Do not rush, simply allow the breath to come, then exhale gently, letting the air leave your body in a smooth soft flow. Again, breathe in slowly, and breathe out slowly. As you do this several times, imagine that with every inhale you are receiving my peace, and with every exhale you are releasing stress and tension. Let this rhythm become like a quiet prayer without words. A steady conversation between your body and my spirit. As your breathing settles, begin to notice the thoughts that move across your mind. Some might be loud, some might be faint, some may feel urgent. Some may feel confusing. You do not need to judge them or fight them. Simply see them for a moment and then place them in my hands. Imagine that each thought is like a small stone you have been gripping all day. One by one, you place these stones into my open palms. Worries about tomorrow, fears about the future, regret about the past, concerns about people you love, questions about your purpose. Lay them all down with me. I am strong enough to hold them. You do not need to carry them through the night. You may have felt that you must keep thinking about every problem until an answer appears. But many times the answer comes not through more worry, but through rest. My child, let your mind loosen its tight grip. The world will not fall apart if you sleep. I am watching over you. I am awake while you are resting. I am moving in ways you cannot see, even when your eyes are closed. Trust that surrender is not failure. Surrender is a doorway into my peace. Release control into my hands, and allow your soul to breathe again. Now, as you rest there, think of my name. Let it rise gently in your heart. You may whisper it softly if you wish, or simply hold it within you like a warm light. Jesus, the name that holds every promise you need. The name that carries mercy, forgiveness, healing, and hope. When you focus on my name, you are not trying to make me come closer. I am already near. Instead, you are slowly turning your attention toward the nearness that has always been there. You are choosing to tune your heart to the quiet song of my presence that never stops surrounding you. There's a promise that where even a small number gather in my name, I am in the midst of them. Tonight it is you and me, yet heaven is also leaning in. My spirit is with you in this room, not as an idea or a memory, but as a living presence, like a gentle atmosphere of love that fills the space around your bed. Let yourself feel this. Imagine a soft light resting over you. Not harsh, not blinding, just a calm glow of kindness. It wraps around your shoulders. It settles over your chest. It reaches down to your feet. I am here, my child, closer than the darkness, closer than your fears, closer than your next breath. As the Holy Spirit surrounds you, receive His comfort. He knows how to reach the deepest places inside you, the wounded places that you rarely speak about, the tired places that words cannot fully describe. He moves with tenderness, not with force. He does not rush you. He will not shame you. Instead, He offers peace, like cool water on a thirsty tongue, like fresh air after a long time in a crowded room. Let that peace move slowly through you, from your mind, to your neck, to your shoulders, down your arms, into your hands, through your chest, your back, your legs, your feet. Every part of you is invited to rest. Feel my love resting over you, not as a vague idea, but as a real covering. I am your refuge. When the world feels unstable, I am your steady place. When your emotions rise and fall, I remain unshaken. I do not abandon you when you are exhausted. I draw closer. I become your support when you feel you have no strength left. If you could see how my heart looks at you right now, you would not be afraid. You would see no anger in my eyes. You would see compassion. You would see patience. You would see a deep desire to heal and restore you. Let that image calm you. You are safe with me. My child, there are many voices that try to define you. Your failures speak. Your past speaks. The expectations of others speak. The fear inside your own mind speaks. But tonight I want you to listen to my voice above all these other voices. I call you loved. I call you chosen. I call you precious. I call you mine. This identity does not come from your performance. It flows from my heart. It is anchored in what I have already done for you. I carried your sin, your shame, your brokenness to the cross. I rose to give you new life. Nothing that happened today can cancel what I have done for you. Nothing that will happen tomorrow can remove you from my hand. Let this night be a time of gentle recalibration for your soul. Throughout the day you have been pulled away from your center, distracted by noise, weighed down by tasks, perhaps even attacked by lies. Now I am calling you back to the truth that I am with you. The truth that you belong to me, the truth that my plans for you are rooted in love, the truth that I am working even when you do not see it. As these truths settle inside you, feel your inner world begin to realign, like pieces returning to their rightful place. You do not need to fix everything at once. You simply need to lean on me. I know there are things you wish were different, situations you cannot change with a snap of your fingers, relationships that feel fragile, dreams that seem delayed. But in this night hour, I am not asking you to solve any of it. I am inviting you to place each situation in my hands and say, Lord, I trust you with this, even if you must say it slowly and quietly. Even if part of your heart still feels unsure, bring that uncertainty to me as well. I am not threatened by your doubts. I meet you in the middle of them. I gently teach your heart to rest in my faithfulness. Now, as you breathe slowly, as your body grows heavier with calm, allow me to pray over you. Receive these words as if they are being spoken right above your forehead, like a soft covering for your thoughts. My beloved child, I bless you with peace in this night. I bless your mind to release anxiety. I bless your body to enter deep restorative sleep. I ask my Father to watch over every hour that passes while you rest. May His protection surround your home. May His angels stand guard over you. May any darkness that tries to disturb you be pushed back by the light of my presence. I pray that the worries that chased you through the day will lose their power now. I ask that the heavy thoughts that kept circling in your mind will grow quiet under the sound of my love. I ask that you will sense my nearness even in your dreams. That your heart will remember my words, that your spirit will drink from my truth, even when your conscious mind is asleep. Let the seed of my words sink deeper into you. Let it take root in the soil of your heart, so that when you wake, you will find new strength, new hope, new courage waiting for you like fresh morning light. My child, I thank my Father for your faith. Even if you feel it is small, even if you feel it is mixed with fear, I see the way you keep turning back to me. I see the way you continue to seek me in the night. I see your desire to know me more, and I am pleased. I do not require a perfect record from you. I ask for a willing heart, and tonight you have brought that heart to me. Lay it in my hands. Allow me to hold it gently. Allow me to heal what is bruised, to soften what has grown hard, to strengthen what feels weak. As you drift towards sleep, know that this time with me is not wasted. Even if you do not remember every word, your soul remembers the touch of my presence. Your spirit receives the comfort of my nearness. You may feel yourself moving slowly between wakefulness and rest. Do not resist it. Let yourself sink into this holy quiet. You are not falling into emptiness. You are falling into my care. Like a child resting in the arms of a loving parent, you are supported, you are held, you are kept. Allow this assurance to be the last clear thought that lingers before you cross into deeper sleep. I am here, I am watching over you, and I will not let you go. My child, now I want to draw you closer to the mystery of who I am. I do not speak of a cold idea or a distant figure in a book. I speak of myself, the one who walks with you in every season. Long before you were born, my servant Paul spoke of me in his letter to the believers in Rome. He described my life on earth as part of the royal line of David according to the flesh. And at the same time he declared that I was shown to be the Son of God in power through the Spirit and through the victory over death. In these few words you see a deep truth. I am truly man and truly God, and this matters more to your heart than you might realize. When you think of my time on earth, do not imagine a story that is far removed from your own experience. I knew hunger. I knew tiredness. I knew what it felt like when crowds misunderstood me. I knew the ache of betrayal. I felt the sting of rejection. I felt grief when death took those whom people loved. I stood at graves. I saw tears. I felt the pull of temptation pressing against a human body and a human mind. Yet through it all I remained without sin. I carried a heart that was pure, but I walked through a world that was broken, and because of this, I understand you in a way no one else can. There is a word written in the letter to the Hebrews. It says that you do not have a high priest who is unable to feel with your weakness. Instead, you have one who has been tested in every way as you are, yet without falling. My child, let this sink into your soul. I do not watch your struggle from a safe distance. I have entered the same battlefield. I have felt the same wind. I have walked on the same rough ground. When your heart trembles and your thoughts race, I do not stand as a judge who cannot relate. I stand as the one who knows exactly how that storm feels. Many times you are harder on yourself than I am. You look at your weakness and you say that you should be stronger by now. You look at your fear and you say that you should have more faith. You look at your failures and you say that you are not worthy to come near to me. Yet I look at you with different eyes. I see your weakness and my compassion stirs. I see your fear and my hand reaches out. I see your failures and my mercy moves toward you. The wounds that make you feel unlovable only awaken my desire to heal you when you feel ashamed and want to hide. I am the one who comes into the shadows to sit beside you and gently lift your face. Rest now in the truth of my empathy. This word means that I suffer with you. I do not dismiss your pain as small. I do not tell you to get over it. I sit with you in it. When you lie awake at night replaying heavy things in your mind, I am there. When you swallow tears during the day because you must keep going, I am there. When you feel numb and cannot even find words to pray, I am still there. My presence does not depend on the strength of your feelings. Even when you feel nothing, I remain faithful, like a steady light behind a curtain. My love shines whether you notice it or not, and slowly it warms the coldest places of your soul. My child, I want you to picture your life as a field. There are parts that look green and alive, and there are parts that feel dry and cracked. Some areas you are proud of, some areas you are ashamed to show. But I walk through every part of this field without fear. I touch the dry ground with tenderness. I know where the roots are buried under the surface. I know how much rain is needed and how much sunlight is safe. I am not surprised by any barren place in you. I have plans for every corner. The places where you feel most broken can become places where my grace grows in the most beautiful way. Now, as you lie here, I want to speak over your trials. Some of them are visible, others are carried in silence. There are battles in your body, battles in your mind, battles in your relationships, battles in your memories. I see them all. Nothing is hidden from me. Yet this should not frighten you. It should comfort you, because the one who sees everything is also the one who loves you completely. I do not only observe your struggle, I walk into it. I stand beside you in each challenge, and I whisper courage into your heart, even when you feel weak. I am not weak, even when you feel like giving up. I hold you and keep you from slipping away. I desire to lead you into wide spaces of peace and joy. This does not mean that you will never face hardship, but it does mean that hardship will never be the end of your story. There are pastures of rest that I am preparing for you, places where your soul can breathe freely again, places where you no longer live under constant pressure, places where you know deep inside that you are loved and secure. Even when circumstances are not perfect, I am guiding you step by step toward these spaces. Some of that journey happens in the daylight as you make choices with me. Some of it happens at night as you sleep while my hand works quietly on your behalf. My child, let me pray within your heart now. Feel these words like a soft hand on your head. Father of mercy, look at this precious one who is listening to my voice. You know every detail of their story. You know the tired thoughts that swirl in their mind. You know the weight that sits on their chest. I ask you to pour out grace over them in this moment. Let your kindness wrap around them. Let your compassion ease the tension in their body. Let your hope rise gently inside them like a slow sunrise. Carry them through every trial with your strong love. Lead them out of narrow places into open ground where they can walk with confidence again. I speak over you now, my child, and I say that your faith, even if it feels small, is being strengthened tonight. The words you hear are not mere ideas. They are seeds, seeds of truth, seeds of courage, seeds of trust. As you rest, these seeds sink deeper into the soil of your soul. They will not vanish. In time they will sprout. They will push through layers of fear and doubt, and they will grow into living expressions of my life within you. You may not see all of this at once, but I see the full picture already. I delight in the harvest that is yet to come. Do not think that faith is only for strong and fearless people. Faith is often born in trembling hearts. Faith grows in those who feel weak but still whisper yes to me. Your faith is not measured by how loud you speak, but by the quiet choice to keep turning back to me, even after you stumble. When you bring your doubts to me instead of running away, that is faith. When you keep showing up in my presence even when you feel dry, that is faith. When you ask me to help your unbelief instead of pretending that everything is fine, that too is faith. I honor these small yet precious movements of your heart. The good news that Paul carried across the world is the same good news I speak into your night. You are not saved by your own efforts. You are not rescued by your own wisdom. You are held by the power of my love. I have already done the work that matters most. I have taken your guilt and nailed it to the cross. I have stepped out of the grave so that death would not have the final word over you. I have poured out my spirit so that you can live with a helper inside you. This gospel is not just a message for others. It is a living reality for you. even here, even now, even while you lie in your bed breathing slowly in the dark. As you meditate on these truths, let another layer of tension fall from your shoulders. You do not need to earn my favor. You already have it through what I have done. You do not need to fight for my attention. You are already seen and known. You do not need to fear that I will abandon you in the middle of your journey. I am committed to you. I will finish what I have started in you. I am patient with your pace. I walk beside you, not behind you with disappointment, not ahead of you with impatience, but with you, step by gentle step, like a shepherd guiding a beloved sheep through valleys and over hills. My child, I bless your heart now to receive comfort. I bless your mind now to release harsh self-judgment. I bless your body now to rest in the safety of my care. Every breath you take can become a reminder of my nearness. Inhale and remember that I give you life. Exhale and remember that you can let go into my hands. Stay here in this awareness as long as you need. There is no rush. The night is a gift. This time is holy. You are not wasting it by resting in me. You are allowing me to do deep work inside you, work that will shape the way you walk, the way you love, the way you hope when morning comes. My child, now I want to speak with you about the life you live each day, the quiet hours, the ordinary moments, the decisions that seem small yet carry eternal weight. Faith is not only something you feel when you listen to a story at night. Faith is also the way you walk through your mornings, your work, your conversations, your hidden thoughts. I am with you in all of these places, and I long for you to see how every part of your life can become a gentle offering to me. When my servant Paul wrote to the believers in that crowded city, he did not only describe doctrine, he described identity. He called himself a servant of Christ Jesus, called and set apart for the good news of God. My child, this same pattern reaches into your own story. You also are invited into a life that is set apart, not in a proud or distant way, but in a deeply loving way. To be set apart means that you belong to me in a special way. Your heart, your time, your gifts, your struggles. All of them are held inside my purpose. Even when your surroundings look ordinary, your life has been quietly marked by my hand. There is a mystery in this calling. You still live in this world. You still walk on its streets and work in its systems. Yet inside you there is another kingdom beating softly. The kingdom of my Father, ruled by love, truth, and peace. Sometimes you feel the pull between these two worlds. You feel the noise of fear and selfishness around you, and you also feel the gentle voice of my Spirit within you, leading you toward kindness, honesty, and surrender. This tension does not mean that you are failing. It means that my life in you is real. It is drawing you away from the old patterns and into the new way of my heart. My child, I want you to see your life through a different lens. Many times you measure your worth by what you achieve, by how others respond, by how strong or organized you feel. But in my kingdom, the true measure is love. The love that flows from me into you and then out from you into the lives you touch. My servant Paul once wrote that his old self had been crucified with me, and that the life he now lived in his human body was a life of trust in me, the Son of God who loved him and gave myself for him. This is not only his testimony, it can become yours. You can learn to live each day as a response to my love, not as a desperate attempt to earn it. When you choose to forgive rather than hold a grudge, you are living by faith in me, When you respond with gentleness instead of harshness, you are letting my life move through you. When you take a moment to pray in the middle of your tasks, inviting me into your decisions, you are walking as one who is set apart. These choices might look small in the eyes of others, but in my sight they shine. They become like small lamps in a dark house, casting warm light into corners where fear and bitterness once hid. Never think that your quiet obedience is pointless. Heaven notices what the world overlooks. I once told my followers that their light should shine before people in such a way that others might see their good works and give glory to my Father in heaven. I repeat this to you now in a gentle way. Your life is meant to carry light, not a harsh, blinding light, but a soft, steady glow that reveals my character. There is a way of serving and loving that does not draw attention to you, but draws attention to the goodness of my Father. When others sense peace around you, when they feel safe to be honest, when they notice your patience, they are catching a reflection of me, even if they do not have the words to describe it. You may think that only certain people are called to be witnesses for me, perhaps preachers or leaders or those with many gifts, but this is not how I see it. Every child of mine carries a unique fragrance of my presence. The way you listen, the way you comfort, the way you work with integrity, the way you endure hardship without letting your heart turn bitter, all of this speaks. You are like a letter written by my Spirit, read by those who cross your path. Some will never open a Bible, but they will read the message of my love in the way you treat them, in the way you hold on to hope, in the way you choose kindness even when you are tired. There is also a call to endurance upon your life. My word speaks of those who keep walking in my ways and hold fast to their trust in me, even when circumstances are difficult. Endurance is not a cold strength that ignores pain. Endurance is the grace to keep walking with me, step by step, through seasons that do not make sense, through questions that are not yet answered, through valleys that feel long. When you continue to seek me in these places, when you do not let go of my hand, your endurance becomes a testimony. It declares to the unseen world that my grace in you is stronger than any pressure around you. Think of your journey as a long race across varied ground. There are stretches of smooth path and stretches of steep hill. There are moments when you feel the wind at your back and moments when every step feels heavy. You do not run this race alone. I am beside you. I match my pace to yours. When you stumble, I steady you. When you feel like you cannot continue, I whisper strength into your inner being. My Spirit breathes courage into places you believed were empty. Every step you take with me, no matter how slow, matters. Each step testifies that you trust my heart more than your own feelings, more than what you see. My child, in the vision of heaven written by my servant John, there is a song that speaks of my Father being worthy to receive all honor and power, because he created everything and holds it in his will. I want you to picture this. The universe is not ruled by chaos. It is held in the hands of the one who loves you. When you lift your eyes from your own narrow worries and remember the greatness of my Father, peace begins to rise inside you. You realize that your small acts of faith are part of a much larger chorus of praise. Your simple yes to me joins the voices of countless believers across the world and across time, all acknowledging that my Father is good, wise, and sovereign. This is why your everyday obedience matters. The believers in that ancient city lived in a culture full of idols and power struggles. yet their faith in me became known in many places. They trusted me in their context, and their trust became a message. In the same way, your faith in your specific place, your neighborhood, your workplace, your family, becomes a message. You do not need a stage for it to be real. Your kitchen, your desk, your street can all become altars where you honor me. Through simple acts done in love, there are people only you can reach, hearts that will notice me, especially through your story. I want you to hear something deep inside. You are set apart from my name. This does not mean you must strive to be special. It means you are already loved in a particular way. I have written your days in my book. I have shaped your gifts. I have seen your wounds, and I intend to weave all of it into a testimony of my grace. Even your failures can become places where my mercy shines brighter. Even your delays can become places where patience and humility grow strong. Nothing is wasted when it is placed in my hands. Your call is not to control every outcome. Your call is to stay close to me, to let my love influence your choices, your words, your attitudes. Now, as you rest in this night, allow these truths to settle over you. You are not just trying to survive from day to day. You are learning to live as one who belongs to me, a servant who is also a deeply cherished child. Your faith is not a private secret locked away. It is a light meant to warm and guide others. Do not be afraid of shining. Remember that shining does not mean performing. It means being honest, gentle, and faithful in the place where you stand. I will show you when to speak and when to stay silent. I will teach you when to act and when to wait. Your task is to keep your heart open to my leading. Let your soul breathe this in as you prepare to sleep. You are part of the quiet news that heaven celebrates. While many eyes are fixed on the reports of this world, my eyes are fixed on hearts like yours. Hearts that keep turning back to me. Hearts that still believe that my love can change lives. Hearts that want to reflect me even in weakness. As you surrender this night into my care, I bless you. I bless your calling. I bless the light within you. I bless the path in front of you. You are set apart for my gospel, and even in your rest, my purpose for you continues to unfold. My child, now I want to lead you into a gentle picture, a picture that will help your heart understand what I am doing inside you and all over the world. My servant Paul once thanked my Father because the faith of the believers was being spoken of everywhere. In another translation, the words used are faith, trust, confidence, wisdom, and goodness. These are like seeds that I plant in the soil of your heart. They are not loud or dramatic, yet when they are cared for, they grow into something beautiful and strong. Tonight I want you to rest in this simple truth. I am the one who plants, waters, and brings growth in you. Think of your heart as a field. There are places that are soft and ready, and there are places that feel hard or crowded. When my word reaches you, it is like a tiny seed, smaller than your worries, smaller than your fears. And you might wonder how something so small can change anything at all. But my child, never underestimate the power of a living seed. Inside that small form is a whole future of roots and stems and leaves and fruit. As you listen to me, as you trust me a little more each day, that seed is quietly at work, even when you cannot see it. I once told a story about a farmer who went out to scatter seed on the ground. Some fell on a path where the soil was hard. Some fell on rocky places. Some fell among thorns. and some fell on good rich earth. This story is not just about long ago. It is about every moment when my word touches a human heart. Sometimes cares and fears steal it away. Sometimes it springs up quickly but has no depth. Sometimes it is choked by many distractions. But when it finds good soil, it takes root and produces a harvest far beyond what seems possible. I am always looking for places in you where the soil is becoming softer, where trust is slowly replacing fear, where my peace is clearing space for my word to grow. My child, do not be discouraged if you notice hard or thorny places inside yourself. I am not surprised by them, and I do not reject you because of them. Instead, I come as a gentle gardener. I kneel beside the soil of your heart. I loosen what has become compacted by pain. I remove stones of shame and lies that you have believed. I pull up some of the thorns of worry and resentment. I do this work with patience, not anger. I know that true change takes time. I have no desire to crush you. I desire to heal you. Every time you invite me into a difficult place in your heart, it is like opening a gate to your inner garden, allowing me to tend the ground that has been neglected. There are stages in the growth of faith, just as there are stages in the growth of a plant. At first there is the hidden work under the surface. The shell of the seed opens. A tiny root begins to reach downward, and though nothing seems to be happening above the soil, important things are taking place in the dark. In the same way, there are seasons when you feel nothing, yet inside you my truth is pressing deeper, breaking old patterns, forming new roots, drawing life from my presence. Do not despise these hidden seasons. They are essential. Your faith needs roots before it can stand tall in the light. Then comes the moment when a small shoot breaks through the surface, fragile and green. It is easily bent by wind and sun, yet it is also a sign of hope. Something new has begun. Perhaps you recognize this stage in your own life. A new desire to pray, a new tenderness in your heart, a new hunger for my word. It might still feel weak, but I rejoice over it. I shield it. I send gentle rain of my grace and the warm light of my love. With time that small shoot becomes stronger, the stem thickens. Leaves unfold, and the plant begins to stretch upward. Your faith too is made stronger through each day you choose to trust me, through each valley you walk with me, through each small yes to my leading. As growth continues, my child, something else happens. The plant begins to bud and eventually to bloom. Colors appear, fragrance is released, and what was once plain green becomes a thing of beauty in your life. This stage appears when the work I have done inside you starts to bless others. Your patience comforts someone who is anxious. Your kindness lifts someone who is weary. Your forgiveness disarms someone who expects anger. Your steady hope encourages those who are close to giving up. You may not notice it, but in these moments you are like a flowering plant in the garden of my kingdom, drawing others toward the source of your beauty, which is my life within you. In a real garden, bees and butterflies are drawn to the flowers. They carry pollen from one bloom to another, spreading life and allowing more seeds to form. In my kingdom, your faith works in a similar way. When you share what I have done for you, when you tell someone how I met you in your pain, when you simply live with quiet trust in the middle of difficulty, you are carrying spiritual pollen. You are helping seeds of faith settle in other hearts. You might not see the results right away, but I see where each seed falls. I know which soil is ready. I tend each heart with the same care that I have shown to you. Remember again the words of that passage about faith being proclaimed in all the world. It is not only about loud messages or great crowds. It is about countless small seeds of trust being planted day after day. My child, your life is part of this worldwide planting. When you choose to believe that I am good, even when your circumstances are confusing, a seed is planted. When you lift a short prayer instead of sinking deeper into despair, a seed is planted. When you open my word with a tired heart yet still say, "Speak to me, Lord," a seed is watered. All of this joins the quiet movement of my spirit across the earth, a movement that no news program can fully explain. I know that sometimes you grow impatient with your own progress. You look at parts of your life and you say that you should be further along by now. You compare yourself to others and feel small. But I ask you to look at yourself with my eyes. A gardener does not shout at a seed because it has not yet become a tree. He understands the pace of growth. He knows the seasons. In the same way, I understand your journey. I see every step you have taken. I know every storm you have endured. I am not frustrated with you. I am faithful to keep working. What I began in you I will complete, not by forcing you, but by drawing you, guiding you, nurturing you. My child, I thank my Father for your faith. It might feel fragile, but in my hands it is precious. Others may not notice how bravely you have held on in certain seasons, but I have seen every tear, every quiet decision to keep trusting, every moment when you stood at the edge of despair and still chose to call on my name. Because of that, your life has become part of a testimony that reaches farther than you know. In your corner of the world, you are a sign of what my grace can do. I have redeemed your life. I am restoring your heart, and through you I can reach others who feel lost in the same ways you once felt lost. Imagine for a moment a wide garden under soft light, paths winding through trees and flowers, gentle wind moving the branches, bees humming, leaves whispering. In this garden you walk with me. We move slowly. There is no rush. You notice how each plant is different. Each has its own form, its own rhythm of growth. Yet all draw their life from the same sun and the same soil. This garden is a picture of my people, of believers everywhere, each one on a unique journey, each one carrying their own story, yet all held in my love, all nourished by my spirit. You are not outside this garden, you are part of it. You grow alongside others, even if you never meet them on earth. As you rest tonight, allow this image to comfort you. You are not expected to force yourself to grow. You are invited to remain in me, to stay rooted in my love, to keep your heart open to my rain and my light. I will handle the mystery of how and when the fruit appears. Your part is to stay connected to me, to let me pull up thorns, to let me soften hard ground, to let me speak over you when you feel unworthy, to let me remind you that you are chosen. When you live this way, your life slowly becomes a harvest of peace instead of fear, of kindness instead of bitterness, of faith instead of despair. This is the kind of harvest that blesses those around you and brings joy to my heart. Rest in this, my child. The seeds I have planted in you will not be wasted. The work I am doing beneath the surface is real. The garden of your soul is under my careful watch. Even while you sleep, I tend it. I protect it. I breathe over it. Trust that in due time, there will be fruit, there will be beauty, There will be a story that only I could write. Tonight you can let go of the need to see immediate results. You can simply lie here in my presence, like soil resting under the night sky, waiting quietly for the morning and the next gentle touch of my light. My child, as this night grows deeper, I want to speak to you about the calling that rests quietly over your life. Long ago my servant Paul understood that his life did not belong to himself. He called himself a servant of Christ Jesus, one who was chosen and set apart for the good news of my Father. Those words were not only a description of his task, they were a window into my heart for every child who belongs to me, including you. Tonight I want you to feel how this same gentle calling stretches over your days and your nights, over your work and your rest, over your joys and your tears. To be set apart in my kingdom does not mean to be placed on a high stage far away from others. It does not mean pressure to perform or fear of failing. It means that your life is safely held in my hands. It means that my love has placed a mark upon you. It means that even when the world pulls you in many directions, there is a deeper belonging inside you that cannot be erased. You are mine. Your story is woven into my story. Your steps are being folded into a path of purpose even when the road seems ordinary or confusing. You do not drift without meaning. You walk with me. My child, my servant Paul once wrote that his words were not built on human cleverness. He did not depend on impressive speech. He leaned on the movement of my spirit and the strength that comes from above. This was so that the trust of those who listen would not rest on human talent, but on the power of God. I speak this over you now. Your faith does not need to lean on your own skill, your own plans, or your own understanding. Your faith can rest on me, on my unshakable love, on my unchanging character, on my promise to be with you until the end of the age. You may sometimes feel that you have nothing special to offer. You may look at your life and see only small things, daily tasks, repeated routines, simple responsibilities. But I see more than you see. I see a living testimony in the making. I see a heart that has been touched by my mercy. I see a soul that has been carried through storms and yet still turns to me. Your story, with all its scars and all its gifts, can become a letter of hope for others, even when you do not speak many words. The way you walk through suffering, the way you return to kindness after pain, the way you keep choosing to trust me, all of this speaks louder than you know. In every place where I have planted you, there is a circle of people who are close enough to feel the light of my presence in you. Some of them may never say the name of Jesus. Some may never step into a place of worship. Some may carry deep questions they are afraid to voice. Yet they will watch how you live. They will notice how you respond to pressure, how you treat those who cannot repay you, how you handle disappointment. When you choose my way in those moments, you become like a quiet lamp in a dark room. You do not need to shine with noise. You shine by remaining close to me. My child, there is an urgency in my love. Not a frantic rush, but a deep longing that all would come to know the truth of who I am. My desire is that every heart would discover the way, the truth, and the life that is found in me. Time on this earth does not stretch without limit. Days pass, generations come and go, yet my heart for people remains the same. I desire that none would be lost. I desire that many would be drawn to the light. This is why your life matters so much. Your simple yes to me becomes part of my invitation to those around you. I do not ask you to carry this alone. I ask you to walk in it with me. You may feel small when you hear that the world is vast and broken, but remember this. I never asked you to fix everything. I asked you to walk faithfully in the portion that I have given you. I asked you to let my love transform your responses, your habits, your words, and your choices. I asked you to keep your heart open to my spirit. When you do this, you become a living sign that my grace is real, that my forgiveness is real, that my peace is real. Even your quiet presence can bring calm to a troubled room. Even your gentle words can turn away anger. Even your silent prayer can open a small door for me to work in another life. Now, as the night surrounds you, I want you to see rest not as a pause from your calling, but as part of it. When you sleep in my presence, I renew you for the path ahead. I touch the places in your body that are sore and tired. I calm the racing thoughts that wear you down. I soften the knots of tension that you barely recognize. I move through your memories, gently washing the sharp edges with my comfort. I breathe over your spirit so that what felt heavy begins to feel lighter. You may simply feel like you are lying still, but in the unseen places I am working with care. The healing I bring to you is not only for your body, it is also for your inner world. I speak truth into lies that have lingered for many years. I speak value into places where you have felt worthless. I speak forgiveness over places where guilt has tried to cling to you. I speak courage into the spaces where fear has built walls. As you surrender your night to me, I enter these hidden rooms of your heart. I open the curtains. I let in the light. I gently rearrange what has been broken. My work is kind. My work is patient. My work is shaped by love. My child, remember that you are not asked to carry tomorrow while you are still in today. That burden is too heavy for you. Tomorrow will arrive with its own grace, its own guidance, its own strength. As you rest now, place the next day into my hands. The conversations that make you nervous, the tasks that feel too big, the unknowns that trouble your mind, give them to me. Tell me in your heart what you fear, and then breathe out that fear into my care. You are not responsible for mapping every step. You are invited to follow. I go before you. I walk beside you. I come behind you. You are surrounded. You have heard the words that I am the way and the truth and the life. Let these words become more than a verse in your memory. Let them become the air your soul breathes. I am the way for your confused thoughts. There is a path even when you cannot see it clearly. I am the truth for your searching heart. There is a steady anchor when everything feels uncertain. I am the life for your weary spirit. There is a fountain of renewal even when you feel drained. Staying close to me is not a complicated task list. It is a relationship, like a branch resting in the vine, drawing quiet strength moment by moment. My child, you may wonder how you can remain in me while you sleep. The answer is simple and gentle. It happens when you surrender this night into my hands, when you release your grip on control and say in your heart that you trust me to watch over you. When you allow my words to be the last voice you listen to before you drift into silence, your body sleeps, but your life remains in my care. My spirit does not leave you. My love does not fade. My attention does not wander. I remain completely present, as aware of your breathing in the darkest hour as I am in the brightness of the day. Let me bless you now as your eyes grow heavy. Receive these words not as distant phrases, but as my hand resting gently over you, my beloved child. I speak peace over your mind, let the noise soften and fade. I speak calm over your heart, let the waves of worry grow still. I speak rest over your body, let each muscle release its tension, let each breath come easily. I ask my Father to cover you like a sheltering wing, to appoint his angels to keep watch at the corners of your dwelling, to fill this room with the quiet assurance that you are not alone. I pray that as you sleep, the seeds of truth planted in your soul during this time will settle deeply. I pray that dreams, if they come, will be colored by my presence, full of reminders of my nearness and my goodness. I pray that any dark voice that tries to disturb your rest will be silenced by the authority of my name. I pray that when the morning light touches your face, you will rise with a sense of quiet strength, with a renewed awareness that your life is held, that your steps are guided, that your story is being written with care. My child, you are set apart, not by your perfection, but by my love. You are called, not because you are the strongest, but because I delight to show my strength in your weakness. You are sent, not always to far places, but certainly into the rooms and streets and relationships that fill your days. You carry with you the fragrance of my grace, the warmth of my peace, the light of my truth. Even when you feel small, you bring something of heaven into the spaces you enter. Your task is not to force others to change. Your task is to stay close to me and let my life flow through you. As this final part of our time together in this story comes to a close, the deeper story between us continues. The story of a Savior who walks with his child. The story of a heart that learns over time to trust. The story of a life that slowly turns into a living testimony of mercy. Let these thoughts be like a soft blanket over your mind. You are not forgotten. You are not random. You are not alone. You are seen, chosen, loved, and carried. I am here with you now. I will be with you as you sleep. I will be with you when you wake, and in every step ahead, my hand will not leave yours.